Hi, Connie. How are you? Hi, everyone. All right.
Where you can click on it. It's a globe, pick English, and we have professional translation, so you'll be able to hear the whole call in English. All right. Ustedes saben
All
que gusta.
right. You know what this call today is about, right? We are here for testimonials. I love to hear and to be in this call because I can hear from you. And let me start recording before I forget. Recording. Okay, perfect. So who has a testimonial to share with us this evening? And remember that we also have questions and answers Q&A at the end. So half an hour of testimonials and half an hour of Q&A. So let's start. Carolina, please go ahead. Hi, can you hear me? Good evening. I wanted to share something and at the same time a testimonial. Today, one of the people that were in the team had a prospect and she wanted me to help her do the business presentation. I was a bit nervous because I had never done it. I had done it in a group, but I had never done it on my own. And well, I was a bit nervous because I was going to talk to someone that I didn't know and explain the business from A to Z. Since the moment that lady accessed the meeting, she was very happy. She told me that she had been using the patches for a few months, her and her husband, and she literally had a notebook full of questions. So she started asking her questions, and I started answering them. And without looking at the information that we have at our resources, that made me feel really happy with myself because all the time that we dedicate to the recordings, to the trainings is paying off. You could notice because the woman was like, "Oh my God, you have answers to all my questions." And I said, "Yeah, we're trained for this. I'm trained to be ready for you." So that helped me a lot to gain confidence because I was very nervous of thinking that I wouldn't have the tools to answer. And that excited me quite a lot. So we started that way. And afterwards, she gave me her testimonial. And her testimonial is that her husband has dementia. And he's been using the X39 like for 4 weeks. But after the third week of using X39, after 3 years, that man called her by her name. Okay, and she was going to record a video to share it with the group. She's going to enroll. She, I was already seeing things about her, and she was feeling really well with her pain and with everything. But the husband, she says that it wasn't even to her that he said the name. He lost her from his sight, and he's North American, and he hadn't she had never he hadn't said her name for 3 years. So that was like, wow, that was what made her think I have to work this business because I have to help other people. Like this is helping my husband. So the whole presentation was very exciting because to speak to somebody who is already ready. I mean, you don't have to be convincing her about anything. And the fact that I was able to answer all her questions made her end up saying, "This is what I want." She's also a woman of God, and this was like an answer to her prayers that she was searching for something that she could help other people with. And she started with herself and her husband. So I just wanted to share that because what I want to get to is that my husband and my mom sometimes are like, "Oh, but do you have to go to all those trainings? Do you really need to be in all those meetings? Do you have to see that recording again?" Yes, I have to see that recording again. Yes, I have to read the same thing over and over and over. So that when they ask me, the reply is immediate to me because they don't understand why every Wednesday I want to be in this call. That how many times am I going to see the compensation plans? How many times am I going to see how to do a manager? It took me a long time to actually understand how to do cycles, So today when I was explaining it to her, she was like, "Oh my God, you explain it really well." And inside me, I was like, "You have no idea how difficult it was for me to learn about cycles because I didn't understand it." So that's the only thing I wanted to share, her testimonial and my experience um, introducing the business for the first time one-on-one. Because previously I had done it with somebody who was in the business with me and we would support each other. What I didn't know, she would answer. And it's not the same thing when you have someone face to face and you have to explain everything from scratch. So everything is worth it. Everything is worth it to train for this, to feel that way. And truthfully, after this, I feel I can do this 1,000 more times. That's what I wanted to share. Wow, that's beautiful. That's so amazing. First, that testimonial of that woman, if we could have that recorded, that would be amazing, truthfully. Yes, she is going to record a video of her testimonial, but she wants to do her own stuff first. She wants to start with her testimonial first. But I wanted to share it here in the group with all of you first. Yes, exactly. That's the importance of being in all these calls constantly. It's what you just said. Congratulations, Carol. I definitely don't need to spend time, extra time with you. That's for sure. So, Rosalina, you can unmute. You can unmute, Rosalina. Okay, ready? Yes. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? Excellent. We're happy to have you here. Okay, likewise to you. I wanted to give my testimonial last week, but I think there was not the opportunity last week. But yeah, I'm very happy because 2 weeks ago I went to the doctor and he gave me the results of my blood work and comparing my blood work of now from my blood work from sorry, my April blood work to my October blood work 6 months afterwards, after using the X39 patch for a month and a half, not more than that. So, first of all, my weight has gone down from 138 pounds to 133 pounds without doing anything else, right? Only using the X39. Also, my blood pressure got normalized from 120. 120/80 is my blood pressure. The bad cholesterol also decreased from 167 to 162. The triglycerides went down also from 197 to 108. My hepatic enzymes were elevated and they got reduced from 54 to 19, which is a normalized number. I was even going to have another doctor's appointment with the endocrine next week, and the doctor said, well, you don't need that appointment anymore because you're normalized. And finally, my thyroids, the doctor had said that I was slow, that I had signs of hypothyroidism. So the TS3 increased from 67 to 71, which is good. And the THCH went down from 195 to, sorry, from 335 to 302. So I'm really happy because everything improved, everything. So I just want to say I hope this serves as motivation for many other people to continue sharing the patch and for more people to feel the benefits. Amen. Thank you, Rosalinda, for that. And that's why we do it. Understand? That's why we have this call. That's why we spend our time here with all of you to be able to do this. Thank you so much. Ingrid Abreu. Oh, wait a second. Let me unmute. Okay, you can unmute now. Sorry. Unmute. Can you hear me now? Yes, we hear you. Hi, good evening, Carlos. Good evening, team. How is everyone doing? Excellent. Thank you. Okay, my testimonial is as follows. Since I was 15 years old, I've had problems with my stomach, with heartburn, and I had to take 40 milligram omeprazole every morning fasting because if not, I would spend the whole day with heartburn and I couldn't bear it. And since 2 months that I've been using the patches, I only use one omeprazole every week and a half. So I don't know what heartburn is anymore. I don't know what taking omeprazole every day is. And when I eat at night or when I have a few drinks at night, because alcohol is something that activate my heartburn even more. When I do that, I just take it omeprazole just in case to make sure that I can sleep well. Because truthfully, I don't need it anymore since I use the patches. It's incredible. And let me tell you something. My daughter suffers from her immune system. She has a compromised immune system. She has vasculitis, and she has been using the patch X39 for a month and a half and glutathione. And I have her lab work from before she started using the patches. I'm waiting for 2 more months to go by for her to have blood work done again, and I'm going to show the results here because I have faith that my daughter is going to be healthy. Amen. Amen. Faith definitely is something that we have for sure. Exactly. So X39 and Life Wave for life. Of course, thank you very much. Thank you. Blessings to everyone. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Connie, let's go with you now. Let me help you here. Okay, you can unmute. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Hi, good evening. I had already shared this testimonial in another meeting, but always amongst new people. And we're always wanting to get motivated with new testimonials. So my testimonial is that my husband and I have been hearing and participating training after training after training every day. And when we don't have time, they are recorded and we hear them anyway. So we started using the patches a month and a week ago. We believe that this patch reached our life because of a prayer that was replied by God via Rachel. After 3 days of using those patches, we saw results. My husband has diabetes. He's been using pills, taking pills for years, and his diabetes has always been there, higher than lower, higher than lower. He didn't want to check his sugar for around a week after patching himself because he was afraid of seeing the numbers because they were always high. So we said, okay, let's give him a week. After a week, he checked his sugar, 120 something. The other day, he woke up and completely enthusiastic in the morning, and it was the first thing he did, check his sugar. He's been checking his sugar for a month and a half, and the numbers of his sugars haven't moved. They have always been stable at the same level. He could do the A1C now. He's going to have the A1C. So the doctor can tell him, the doctor has told him when he did the A1C that he's been in one stable line. Because of diabetes, he had a lot of pain on the soles of his feet. He had lack of energy and he had issues with his eyesight. All that disappeared in 1 month and 1 week using them. I had issues, all the symptoms of hypothyroidism, cholesterol, high blood pressure, pressure on my neck that I had been suffering for 3 weeks, and I felt it in my on my head, the blood beating in my head. And that was a reason why I started using the patches because one of the times that I put it on, I have Rachel in all my social media. And I started looking around, and that person stopped me there. And everything that she writes down, I listen to it, I receive it, and I appreciate it because she does it with all the love in the world. So when she started showing those patches, I stopped and I said, "What is this?" And I went to the link, and then I went to another one, another one, and another one. I ordered the patches on the third day without even investigating. I didn't do anything. I just did it on my own. If I had a question, I asked it, I had a reply, and I said, here it is. I ordered them and I ordered more, not only for me, but more so I could give them out. So I said, I'm going to try the business. So we started giving out patches to 6 people, and those 6 people, out of those 6 people, 5 of them are happy with the patches they worked. And I'm so grateful to Rochelle and Carlos because still, even with a testimonial of each one of them, the line is growing and growing. And more than than making money or working the business, it's about helping people. But hey, God wants us to be rich, so that's why we're here in the business. God bless. Thank you for sharing that testimonial. I love hearing it. Like all of your testimonials, I love hearing them all because, as I said, we're in a place right now where we have, and again, I don't want to speak bad about any other company or anything like that, but this is a product that we have in our hands that is not just making money, like you said, Connie. It's being able to help millions of people, but at the same time, you have the benefit of the income, right? We have all those things, all those good things that obviously we need, which is helping people, but at the same time, we can generate income. Thank you very much, Connie. Let's go with iPhone with her raised hand because her name is not showing. iPhone with your raised hand. No, no, no. iPhone. All right. No iPhone. Andres, let's go with you now. Okay, you can unmute now. Hi, Carlos. Good evening. Thank you for this time. No, on the contrary, thank you. Connie invited me and my wife, Connie and Danielle invited us. She just spoke. I have too many questions to ask, and it wouldn't be fair for me to take that time with all my questions. We're actually going to start with Q&A. Let's start with Q&A because there's no more testimonials. So if you can try to make the questions a bit short, maybe I can answer to a few of them. No problem at all, Carlos. Yesterday in a training, you mentioned that David Schmidt got the numbers from the Bible. I would like to know, until the extent that you're able to explain this, what you refer to, because this is very important for me. Thank you very much. That's my first question. Yes, and for me, this was the most beautiful thing. And Anna was there too. Her hand is raised too. She was there when we were in Dallas, and I already knew that he got it from the Bible. So remember that those books were written in the Old Testament or in Hebrew. So when you see those letters in Hebrew become numbers with when you turn the letters into numbers, when he put those numbers together, he got the numbers that he needed for the formula of X39 and be the light. We actually have a video. I don't know if my wife has it or if she hasn't shown it to you, I'm going to ask her to where we recorded this. And you know what? I'm going to ask if this was recorded so I can show it to you, where he explains every part of this. It's a very long explanation. Everything, the only thing he did and that he does, everything is via the Bible. He is a man that this was very exciting for me because obviously being people of faith, being in a Bible school, everything, absolutely everything that that man spoke that day was about listening to Jesus, to the word, praying. When the company had problems 15 years ago and didn't know what to do, he would go to the beach crying for 3 hours a day. Everything that he spoke about in that conference, he would tell people that they should never put a business before God. Never should they put a business before the relationship with God. And the whole time that he was there, those 2 days, I think 50% he spoke about God and 50% about the business. And we're in a business conference. So this is something that for me was very, very important. And especially that was, oh, look, you have this, Aracelis wrote that there's a video on YouTube. There's a few videos of David Smith talking about God and all that. But for me and my wife, this was very important because this was another confirmation that this was sent to us by God. Because we actually rejected another company that offered us a lot of money and we rejected it when it looked very nice. And I'm not saying anything bad about that company, but the owners don't talk about God. And this one lives God. He doesn't talk about God. He lives that God is first in everything that he does. And that for me was never in my life had I heard a CEO of a company that is about to reach $1 billion talking so much about God. He didn't care. And there were people there that didn't believe in God and not disrespecting or anything, but he wasn't going to stop talking about why he arrived here and gave God glory those days. You're on mute. Okay, sorry. I didn't know how to unmute. Thank you, Carlos. Well, what possibility do we have to speak to David? I have been using the patches for 8 days and my wife also, and we have a child with special needs. We have three children, but the two girls already left home, and the boy was born with the middle line syndrome. Have you heard about the syndrome of the cleft lip? Well, it's the same thing, but it's at the area of the eyes. So his eyes were very small. He is blind from death, from his birth. His nose never developed. And we patched him a few days ago, and now he has anxiety attacks, a lot of anxiety attacks. I'm a biochemical engineer. Well, no, I didn't work. I participated in a company that does the glyconutrients, and we were top enrollers in 2009 in that company. We enrolled more than 350 people in 1 year. We were the global top enrollers, my wife and I. So the reason why we were top enrollers was because God put in the heart of a pastor that invited us to participate, and in us, the possibility to help children from an orphanage of the north of Mexico with these nutrients. It was called glyconutrients. The company was Manate. And we were able to help 120 children during a whole year. We gave them free nutrients. Why? Because everyone that we enrolled, those 350 people that we enrolled, offered to give part of the glyconutrient products for these children who were orphans in the border of the north of Mexico. So, because of my knowledge in biochemistry, I've tried to understand and I've listened to some videos of David Smith. I know what an amino acid is, a protein, a polypeptide. I understand that this is a copper polypeptide, which are crystals. I understand that this is the infrared light of the body that is reflected into these crystals that are there in an hologram in the patch and then return, and that stimulates the mitochondria and the reproduction of the stem cells and all that. But I understand a lot of things, but I need to ask questions at a biochemical level to David. First of all, because I'm interested in my son and I need to have a bit more of information, technical information, before I can start promoting these patches. We're already using them, but my wife and I, thank God, are in very good health. We still don't feel any strong changes. I'm 55 years old. My wife is 55 too. And we are anxious to start feeling changes. We drink a very good water. We don't eat NGO. We don't drink soda. We don't drink anything with high fructose or oils or things that we know that are transgenic, like many corn products, etc., etc., etc. We use alkaline water, glyconutrients. So thank God we've been very healthy. So that's why I think that we've been using them for 8 days and we haven't felt a great difference. But we're going to continue using the patches. My mom, she lives in Ecuador and she told me, send me an advanced pack. So before purchasing them for her, sorry, I would like to have the opportunity to speak to David Carlos. And I speak English. I can speak with him fluently, and I would like to ask biochemical questions. Anything that you can know about this, because my son is very special, I can show you a picture of him. You can tell me what you recommend for this. Okay, bro. Talking about scientifical things, I don't know about that. Okay, yes, we can see him. There he is. He's Jesus. He's 23 years old. But he looks like a 10 or 12-year-old because he's small, but he's 23. And he was here with us now, dancing. Okay, so there's a few things that I need to say here. David Schmidt, I haven't been able to speak to him yet. I haven't been able to have a word with him yet. We've been here for 3 months. So I know that right now we are making noise in the company so that I think that he knows. I'm not sure, but I think he knows who we are. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know if somebody has told him, hey, there's a group of Latins, crazy Latins that are enrolling a whole bunch of people. I don't know. I have no idea if he actually knows who we are. But my goal is, but I don't want to ask so much. I don't want to ask them so many questions. Hey, I want this, I want that, I want this, right? I don't want to be that type of person. So I would like to have a call with everybody, with David Schmidt. I would like to know if I could have, but as I told you, we had been for 4 months and I haven't had the chance of doing this yet. But I'm definitely already talking about it because I don't have the answers to these scientific things, bro. If you talk about, um, for example, real estate, I have a lot of information. I'm actually a real estate agent here in Tucson. Yeah, we have a church. It's called The Rock. Oh, The Rock. And where do you live? In Miami. We have it in Miami, in Tuzla, in Phoenix. Now, Phoenix is opening in 2 weeks. We have it in Newman, in Tijuana, Guadalajara, San Diego. My neighbor has been going to La Roca for 20 years. And I was a missionary with my wife for the Hispanic group since 15 years ago, and we know the pastors of a lot of countries. I'm going to check that. Yes, my wife and I have gone through that. Yeah, we can see how La Roca started. Yes, and somebody wrote something here. And here is the interview. Here, Aracelis wrote the link in the chats of YouTube of David talking about the Bible. And also Valerie has a video with the scientific explanation by a Mexican doctor. I don't know if you've seen it. Is that there in the link? Okay, I did the copy of the link. Yes, let's start doing that with those links. Sol, to see if you can help me with Rachel to see if we have those videos. We should have a file somewhere, please, Sol. We can search for a few files and upload them on boards because this is something that constantly people are asking about. Many people, obviously, the part of God with David, I think we have to have that information there. And also all these things, scientific scientific things that we have no idea about. That's why my explanations about that are very short. And when somebody comes that knows a lot about science, I send that person to my wife. No, I'm kidding. Okay, thanks, Andres. And as I said, here we're going to be, bro, and anything that you need, here we are to help you. Okay, and one last petition. I've tried to make copy of the links of Araceli Rivero, but there's no way to copy. So if you can right click on it, just right click. Okay, open link. Okay, I'm going to do right click 2 times. Thank you. Okay, Anna, let's go with you now. Sorry. Okay, Anna. Hi, how's everyone doing? How are you? Fine, thank you very much. Look, I've given you the testimonial of my headaches, not my migraines, but how we've been speaking here and listened to so much. As we said, we don't know how your stem cells are going to act in the body. It was a part of my body that I have forgotten that wasn't working well. I had problems with my feet since 9 months ago. I started with very strong pain, and I had to go to the orthopedist because of those pain, because I couldn't even go to the gym because of the pain. The doctor did x-ray and he said that it was my tendons that were causing that pain, the tendons from up here. So he injected me to reduce the swelling and he said, let's follow up, let's treat it, but if this doesn't improve, I'm going to have to operate. We're going to have to do holes in the area of the thighs and have to stretch the tendons so your heel can be corrected. So I would have an appointment with him every 3 weeks to check that. And I had an appointment with him a week ago when we started with the patches, when I had the 3 month appointment with him, and the pain was there again because it's a result of what you get after 3 months, and then the pain starts again. So after 3 months, I had been for 5 days, like a week using the patches. I hadn't seen anything else, any other result. But I wasn't waiting for a result about this. I was waiting for a result on my headache because that's what I was focused in. So this last week, I had a message from my doctor saying I had an appointment today. And I said, no, I'm not going to go because I don't feel anything. It's been 3 months since my last injections and I feel fine. Why am I going to go? But yesterday I started thinking, no, I think I'm going to go and see what they do. And today that I went to see him, he asked me how I was doing. I explained that I wasn't feeling the pain anymore, only a sensation, but not the pain. And, last time after 3 months, it was pain again. They gave me the cure only during those 3 months. But now that I spoke to the doctor, he said, okay, seeing that everything that has happened and how you feel and everything, we're going to cancel the surgery. We're not going to do it anymore because I see that you're fine. And that's when I realized I cried. I went to my car, I recorded a video, I uploaded it to my Facebook, and truthfully, I cried and I got so excited and I said, thank you, God. Here is where I see what you're saying. We don't know what cells are doing in our body. I forgot about the soles of the feet because I was focused in my migraine. So now that the doctor said that I should forget about the surgery because I was okay, He just said, do you want to do the last treatment again of the injections? Or what do you want to do? But truthfully, I can only say that I'm excited, I'm happy, and that makes me want to continue even more talking about the patches to everybody, and I'm not going to get tired of that. Yes, don't get tired because we're going over there December 7th. No, even less now. Right now, I'm going to do even more noise that I've been doing until now. So just wait to see what your body is going to do, what your cells are going to do, because you never know. Maybe you're waiting for something different, but your cells, it's like when we ask God something, but God does what he wants. Yes, that is exactly it. Every morning I drink something called athletic greens. It's a green shake, and everything is natural, and you have all the vitamins you need there. Absolutely everything that you need is in that shake. Everything is natural and so on. I don't know what it's doing in my body. I know that I need it, but after using it for such a long time, I saw that when I stopped using it, I saw what my body was not doing. And just like you said, we're all going to have a change. That change, what is that change going to be? We don't know. Just like you said, Anna, we don't know what it can do in your body. You see what all the testimonials are like. Everybody is having a completely different response. So we don't know. And that's what stem cells do. They go out and they do what they have to do in the body. So it's just seeing it and listening and obviously the blood work and all that. These are things that you can't avoid. No, and now, Andres, so you can hear this, if you enter the web page and we're going to put the video now, he is now launching the light therapy, which is, well, you were there when he was listening to it. We were talking about what he is going to be launching now, which is the water from that machine. You saw the explanation. This is reversing. And we asked him the other day, obviously we can't say this yet. I don't, but I was talking to the boss of all the United States and Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, the one who's the boss of Geroldo. And he said to me, Carlos, I went to him and I asked David, is it true that this can kill the cancerous cells from your body? And he said, I cannot say it yet, but 100% we saw it in the studies and we have it in the studies of what this water is doing. Why? Because like you saw, Anna, where he got this water from, how he got that water, and he explains how he got it from the Bible too. And he put all this together, all the math. He invented a machine to be able to get this water, to make it. The formula came from the lobsters because lobsters are the only animals that don't die from aging. Lobsters can pass because I eat them or because another animal eats them. And that was it. That's where this machine, this water machine came from. But the one that is going to be launched later is in the web page. It's like a powder that you put into your water. And with creatine, with, like the creatine that you purchase, I think it has like 50, the one that you purchase, and this one has more, but it's natural. And obviously, Andres, I think you can access and listen to all that you're going to like all that scientific stuff that he talked about, and he explains it very, very well. So the X39 plus this, we're all going to be 15 soon. Thank you, Anna. See you soon. Yes, I'm waiting for you all here. Okay, iPhone Lolos. Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm Doris Castro from Spain. Oh, wow, from Spain. Hi, how are you all doing? So you're almost sleeping now. You're asleep. Yes, practically. But I couldn't not say anything. I started a week ago to use them. I received the patches, and the first thing that made a biggest impact on me is my son suffers from uh, an issue in his mouth from stress in school, or he bites himself when he's eating, and his mouth is full of, sorry, his mouth is always full of sores and ulcers. And when he got back from school, I patched him, and 4 hours after eating and going to the gym, he said, "Oh, mom, he came to eat again." And he said, "I don't feel any pain at all." I started taking pictures of him, and I'm already crazy at home about this because I'm with my X39 all day. And I started seeing his progress. The other day, I asked him, "How do you feel? How are you?" "No pain, no pain." And the smallest sore completely dried out after 2 days. And the biggest sore started creating like uh coating. And after 4 days, the sores disappeared. And normally it would last for weeks. So truthfully, it's something amazing. I've done it. And I do it with a lot of faith because truthfully, if you don't believe, first of all, in God, because we have that belief and we know that for God, nothing is impossible. And He is a God of miracles and an expert in miracles. It was always a prayer that God replied to for me. And I also suffer from migraine. I started that same day that I received them. Today is my 8th day that I'm using the patches, and I was starting with a headache again. And after I started using them, I felt immediately that it helped me. I was for Thursday and Friday with a mild pain, but it wasn't the same because I had to take paracetamol for it to go away because if not, I had get migraine and vomiting and everything, and I need to just lie down in bed. So Thursday and Friday, I had a very mild pain, but there was no fear of having a big headache. I wanted to try the patches, and on Saturday I woke up amazing. And I've had zero, absolutely no problems. And I hope that we continue this way. And about my back pain, practically the same. I have progressed in the sense that it's less. Now the patch has helped me. I have less back pain. My husband already has two hernias on his back in the L4 and L5. Obviously, he takes medication, and if he takes the medication, the pain goes away. If he doesn't, the pain comes back. But I have him using the X39, and that's how he's doing. There is advancing. He says he feels something strange. He has felt something strange in his body. He started feeling the heat, but yes, we have felt the difference, the improvement. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for staying awake until this time. And we are in the process of coordinating a call for you in Europe. We already have a chat. Yes, we have the group ready. And obviously, like I said, we still are waiting for 7 more months until we get out of Oklahoma. And once we're out of here, predict if we're not preaching in a church, we're going to be traveling a lot. And obviously, that's a good excuse to go to Spain, right? Yes, welcome. Welcome to Spain, of course. Yes, and the thing is to do an amazing team over there in Spain and Italy and all those places. So thank you very much for sharing. It's not easy here in Spain. Truthfully, people are very, but I saw that somebody was writing in the chat that not with everything that you're hearing, they're hearing, they're not going to surrender. And sometimes you think, wow, I'm sharing and I'm talking. Well, that's how I think. This is like when you get to see God and you know what God has done with you. What do you need to do? You need to share your testimony, literally, nothing else. So I think that Kanye was also saying that it's not the money. It's first of all to put God before anything, and everything will come with it. So it's an easy job, and we know that God is going to do it. It's not easy, sorry, but we know that God is going to help. God is going to be doing it via us, especially in Europe, because it's a bit complicated. People are very closed. They don't believe. They don't believe in anything. They don't believe in God, some of them. But God is going to do miracles, truthfully. Yes, of course, that is going to be just like you said. We will continue. We will move forward. Thank you. God bless you. Amen. Likewise to everybody. Blessings. Let's go with Anna with a double N. You can unmute. Anna? Anna. All right. Anna is not here. Idali, let's start with you. Let's continue with you. Hi, good evening. How are you? I'm doing great. I have been using the patches for a month, and my best friend, who is also very difficult to believe for her, she normally does manicure and she has a lot of pain in her cervicals because she has to be doing nails all the time and bend it over and she can't stand the pain. And I told her, look, friend, if you have pain, let's try the patches. Let's purchase them for both of us, and you'll realize if you can use them or not. So she helped me to start the business, trying the X39. And a week after, she said, darling, my pain has disappeared. I don't feel pain and I can continue working. And so I also said the same thing to a friend in New York. A friend in New York wanted patches. She asked me to send them. And that's how the testimonial started. So what I have to say is that there are people that these patches start acting in the moment. They started acting for her after a week. And after that, I continue with my patches, just like some people take a bit longer to see things. But a doctor who is a cardiologist that knows me and works in Jackson saw me, and I shared about the patches. She told me she was very interested in the topic, and she knew that that was effective because she would explain that the nanocrystals are made out of crystals that have a very strong power over all illnesses. So she did understand and believe that it was going to be effective. She asked me to send the information saying that I wish that in cardiology I had an open heart. She took it and she believed it. So I think that even more we have to believe and understand that that is a very good effect for us, and we should continue with that faith, knowing that if it's worked for us, we should continue sharing it for the good of all. Just like the good news of the word of God that we share, we should also share that blessing. That is correct. That is correct. Thank you very much for sharing that testimonial. And it is true. I think that these calls, that's why everybody, my wife, Jay, myself, we all want to do these calls. But obviously, we do a rotation. My wife is right next door in the office next door in another call with another team. Jay probably is doing his other calls, other things and so on. But it's beautiful to be able to hear of every one of you. And obviously, the thing here is that I know that it's not easy. But no business is easy. No business is easy. And this, obviously, when we look at it, this is something that we need to, that we know that we have something at hand that personally, I don't personally don't share this with people. I don't share something that might help or might take away the pain, might give them movement, might give them certain things. You understand? Because I don't know what they're going to do, but we can help. So in my mind, okay, I need to talk to everybody. I need to talk to everyone. I need to talk with, because I don't know what this can do to you, but at least we're giving people an opportunity for them to be able to, live without pain. And at the same time, the people who obviously have those powerful effects are the people who say, hey, let me enroll into the business. Maybe not to generate money, maybe just to continue helping people. Maybe they don't need the money. But hey, I didn't need it and we enrolled, and it has done us a lot of good. Obviously, we're just starting. The team is growing. And obviously, like I always say, it's very important for you to talk to everybody from your team and to bring them to these calls. It's sharing the links with them. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but if they don't want to, they're not going to have to do it, because this is what we're doing here. And obviously, once we have other people that can give classes, like the ones that we have, for example, classes at 2 p.m. for people from Spain, from Europe. We want to have classes on Saturday. We want classes later at night for people on the west of the country. So obviously, all this, one of the things that they said to us the other day was that we were the people of the team that gave more trainings. All right. Heck yeah. Perfect. And that's who I want to be, because we want to give all of you all the tools to be able to reach where you want to reach with this. And this is something that is just beginning. We have the X39, and David, his mind is already somewhere else. Obviously, he already launched the water, he launched this. What is going to happen from here to Anaheim? So if you don't have your Anaheim, California tickets, I know we still have a year left, but we're going to buy them, because when we get there, we're going to start renting a house. We want to go with 500 people to Anaheim, everybody with in the same team. We're going to do a lot of noise. This is a team, Stephen, Jen, and Merritt. They're organizing this event that can be obtained online, but it's also going to be transmitted in Spanish. My wife and I are going to be there live. I don't know if there's space to be there live yet. It's like $2,000 because we're in the Eric Worre studios. There's food, there's shows, but definitely virtual. No, Sol said that the tickets finished. I think they finished last night. But yes, Sol, you're the best. Thank you. I love you. You can buy them virtual. When we started this business for the first time, and I need to leave because I have another call. I remember I was at a conference of another business in Las Vegas, and I couldn't get there. And my wife and the small team that we had was seeing this event virtually for 2 days. And everything changed. We learned a lot. People who were generating $180,000, $200,000 a week, 40 years of experience in the industry. I'm not saying that everything we do is perfect or that they do is perfect, but obviously they're doing amazing things, and the people that learn amazing things. So don't miss it, because the better education we have, the better we can work and grow. So guys, girls, God bless each and every one of you. So share the link in the chat so we can obtain the tickets virtually. This is going to be something virtual. So you can organize a meeting in your house, invite other people from here. If you want to invite people to get to know this a bit more, the way that we did it in summer, people came to our home for 2 days. We ordered food between all of us, and we spent an amazing time. And that's how everybody learned. We got filled of information and we were able to grow. God bless you all. I'm late for my next call, but call. Bye.